This is a global news update on top Accolade news. The headlines: Trump slams Musk America Party. Hong Kong proposes tight prison rules. China rejects Trump's tariff threats. Ceasefire momentum builds in Gaza. We'll start with the focus in politics. Trump slams Musk America Party. Tensions are escalating between U.S. President Donald Trump and tech billionaire Elon Musk after Musk announced the formation of a new political party, the America Party, aimed at breaking the dominance of what he calls the Republican Democratic Uniparty. Trump dismissed the move as ridiculous, meaning it could create confusion in America's two-party system. One close allies, the rift deepened as Trump accused Musk of going off the rails, slamming his push for an electric vehicle mandate, something Trump claims he rejected in his newly signed tax and spending bill. Musk, who previously led a federal efficiency task force, said the new party will focus on reshaping Congress before backing a presidential candidate. The public field marks a sharp split between two influential figures, once aligned on fiscal reforms. Still in politics, Hong Kong proposes tighter prison rules. Hong Kong authorities have proposed new prison regulation that would allow officials to restrict access to lawyers, doctors, and religious personnel for inmates held under national security charges, sparking criticism from human rights advocates. The Security Bureau claims some visits have been exploited to stir hatred against the government under the guise of humanitarian relief. If passed, the law would permit the Correctional Service Department to seek magistrate's warrant to block specific contact. Critics argue the move further erodes prisoner rights and isolates political detainees already jailed under Beijing's sweeping national security law. The government insists the measure is necessary to maintain order, while activists says it deepens the crackdown on dissent and weakens the rule of law. Moving to economy. China rejects Trump's tariff threats. In a response to U.S. President Donald Trump's renewed tariff threat against BRICS nations, China has defended the economic bloc as a cooperative and inclusive platform, not a political alliance aimed at confrontation. Trump warned on July 6th of a new 10% tariff on any country aligning what labeled anti-American policies of BRICS, a group that now expands to 11 nations including China, Russia, and Saudi Arabia. Speaking on July 7th, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson rejected the accusations, emphasizing BRICS' goal of open development and warning that trade wars yield no winners. This comes just days after a partial thaw in U.S.-China trade tensions, with both sides agreeing to ease restriction and boost rare earth exports. Now in conflicts, ceasefire momentum builds in Gaza. After nearly 2 years of war, hopes of a Gaza ceasefire are rising as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu meets U.S. President Donald Trump in Washington amid renewed U.S. brokered talks in Qatar. The proposed 60-day truce, which includes phased hostage releases, Israeli troop withdrawal, and a surge in humanitarian aid, though key disagreement persists, especially over permanent ceasefire terms and control of aid operations. While Trump says Israel has accepted the plan and Hamas responded positively, skepticism remains on both sides. With pressure mounting from hostage families and international calls for relief, the coming days could determine whether the deal holds or more bloodshed follows. Gaza remains in crisis with worsening humanitarian conditions and rising civilian death tolls. You're watching the Global News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. Still in conflict, Israel strikes Houthi targets in Yemen after missile threats. Israel has launched airstrike on Houthi targets across 3 Yemeni ports in response to continued Houthi missile attack on Israel, marking its first strike in Yemen in nearly a month. The Israeli military claimed the Houthis were using a seized vessel, the Galaxy Leader, to track maritime traffic with a radar system. Hours later, 2 missiles were launched from Yemen towards Israel, though the outcome of interception efforts remains unclear. The strikes knocked out main power station, plunging the city into darkness with no immediate casualties reported. The Houthis said their air defenses responded with domestically produced missiles. This escalation comes as Houthi forces, once tribal fighters, now pose a significant regional threat with Iranian-supplied weaponry, drawing Israel deeper into a widening regional conflict. Moving to disaster. At least 82 dead in Texas floods. Grief and devastation gripped Central Texas as families returned to the ruins of Camp Mystique, where flash floods swept through the country hill, killing at least 82 people and leaving 41 still missing, including children and a camp counselor. Rescue teams continue their search through treacherous terrain, while heartbroken relatives sift through debris and share emotional reunions with what little remains. President Trump declared a major disaster, activating FEMA aid and promising a visit later this week. With floodwaters rising rapidly by 26 feet in just 45 minutes, many are questioning whether warnings and preparations were sufficient. As prayers are offered from Texas to the Vatican, residents brace for more rain and face a growing death toll in one of the deadliest natural disasters in Texas history. In entertainment, TV and film star Julian McMahon dies at 56. Actor Julian McMahon has died at the age of 56 after a battle with cancer. He rose to prominence alongside Dylan Walsh in the Emmy-winning Nip Tuck, and his film career included blockbuster roles alongside Jessica Alba and Chris Evans. A versatile talent, the Australian-American actor also starred in fans' favorite Charmed, Profiler, and most recently appeared in FBI Most Wanted and Netflix The Residents. McMahon had completed work on The Sofa, a new film with Nicolas Cage, set to release this summer. Now in sports, Mexico defeats US 2-1 to win 10th Gold Cup title. Mexico clinched a thrilling 2-1 victory over the United States at Houston's NRG Stadium on Sunday, securing their record-extending 10th CONCACAF Gold Cup title. The US struck first in the 4th minute with Chris Richards' header confirmed by goal line technology, but Mexico equalized through Raul Jimenez, who dedicated his goal to late former teammate Diogo Jota. Edson Alvarez sealed the win with a powerful second-half header, upheld after a tense VAR review. Despite late US pressure and near misses, Mexico held firm to claim back-to-back Gold Cup triumph and further cement their regional dominance ahead of next summer's World Cup. That concludes our global news update for today. Stay tuned for more global news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ojoromi Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.